Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today on How to Survive 3rd Grade with Miss Vento. In this video, I will be explaining my homework expectations for my students. Remember, this is specifically for my class. However, if you would like your child to kind of model what I do in my class, feel free to do so as long as it is okay with your child's teacher. In my class, it is the child's responsibility to copy down their homework each and every day. I give them 5 minutes to copy their homework at the beginning of class, and I have a homework checker to hold them accountable. However, it is their responsibility to make sure that they copy their homework during that time. Now, to begin with, spelling and vocabulary will be completed in their yellow homework journal. In this homework journal, it's spelling and vocabulary only. I have labeled it for my students in yellow because it's easier for them to refer to it as the yellow homework journal. When you work with this yellow homework journal, when you open it, you will find at the beginning a tic-tac-toe sheet. In this tic-tac-toe sheet, the child is to pick an assignment that they would like to use for their spelling practice that night. Now, in the directions, it says that they should either go down, across, like a normal tic-tac-toe. It is not required. The only thing I require is that if they pick any random item before they repeat that item, everything on this board had to be done already. For the computer fun, for this one specifically, if your child decides to do it that night, I do need a parent signature on one of the pages. I will show you in a little bit. If you don't have a computer, feel free to use a tablet or a smartphone just so them text it for extra practice. They'll enjoy that as well. At the beginning of each 2-week period, because our pacing guide does go in 2 weeks, it's broken up, we have week A and week B. At the beginning of week A, all students will receive a ELA weekly glance sheet. Now, it's going to be in any highlighter color that you're seeing. We change the paper on and off. What you do need to focus that's really interesting about this is that here you're going to find the essential question that we're going to focus on. All the skills for a 2-week period that we're going to be working on as well. Our writing prompt for the 2 weeks. Now, the only thing that changes where it gets a little bit tricky, and once the kids start, they're gonna get the hang of it. It's the spelling words and the vocabulary. Week A only, the students will receive 20 spelling words and 8 vocabulary words. And that's what they're gonna be working on each week. Now, on week B, they will have no spelling words, but they will have new vocabulary words. And these vocabulary words are gonna come from our vocabulary workshop. And on that week B, we're going to be focusing more on reading comprehension. Now, in this journal, there are a couple of things that I would like for the students to do in order to establish organizational skills, which is primarily the reason for this video. Now, this is a student sample from last year. You can either decide to have your child, if they don't write too big, they could do 2 assignments on 1 page or 1 page per assignment. What I do require and I look for each time is that they have the date. This was at the beginning of the school year last year, so they did it on the left. I would like it on the right side each time that they do an assignment. Then they must have the title of the assignment that they chose from the choice board and then the assignment. And again, I will stamp it each day. I do check homework daily, so it's very, very important that the child does their homework. As you can see, if you go on, in this one, it didn't all fit, so they did it on 1 page and then the 2nd page. Very important, the titles and the dates. You will also see a reading log. This reading log was pasted after all the assignments. You will find this reading log behind the ELA weekly glance. Now, each night your child is supposed to be reading a chapter book, which they should be bringing to class, so they do read it in class, but if they don't have time in class, they have to read at home. I need for them to write me at least 1 to 2 complete sentences about what they read that night. What I'm looking for is that they are reading a chapter book and that they do continue to read that book. Obviously, when that book is finished, they pick up another one. Now, mom and dad, this is where you need to come in. I need your parent signature just to ensure that you checked their homework and that they did their reading log. On week B's, the homework does change a little bit. Since we don't have spelling homework, I do give a reading comprehension homework at least twice a week. Now for the week A, which is the week that I just explained, you'll usually get a grammar review sheet. So homework really doesn't change, but again, it's very important that you check the child's agenda each night to ensure that the homework is being done correctly. Now, if you are writing notes on the agenda, sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't, so please remember to use the class application in order for me to see your messages. Thank you.